guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. We're going to take a look at Still Breathing today by Green Day, their new single. Now this one's got a couple different tones to it, starting with a clean sound, and so it's got some interesting little chord forms here. The way you want to play, the way they play them, they don't play them as full chords. So I'll kind of explain all that. But for the most part, it's pretty simple to play, so hopefully you'll get it down pretty quick. We are in standard tuning, so we're going to start here with this intro. Now, they start with this chord. It's really based around this C sharp major chord, but they don't play the whole chord form. Now, for the very beginning of it, he plays 4 notes of it. So we're going to start here at the 9th fret of the low E string, then 11 on the D, 10 on the G, and 9 on the B. Now, you're going to have to mute the A string and the high E string with the index finger. So you can just strum. So the first time you hear that chord, you're going to hear that note on the B string in there as well, but it's not usually there. So we start there with that note. The vocals come in. Then we come down to this chord, which is based off, once again, a major chord shape, but they just play basically the low E string, 4th fret, 6th fret on the D, and the 5th fret on the G string. So it kind of thins out the sound a little bit so it doesn't sound so big. So how are you going to do that? You can strum the bottom 4 strings and mute the A string with the bottom of your index finger. Now here we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to move up to the 6th fret of the low E string, 6th fret. That's the minor version, so it's built off this minor chord. 6th fret of the G, 6th fret of the low E, and then 8th fret of the D string. So you just had those 4 strings with the A string still muted. So mute the A string the entire time. So you have that, and then we have this little transition chord, which is back here to the 4th fret of the low E string, and here the 6th fret on the D and the 6th fret on the G string. Still muting the A, and then move down to this major shape that we did here at the 4th fret. Do it here at the 2nd fret. So all together, we're starting with this. The vocals come in here, 4th fret, then a minor version of the 6th fret, kind of a suspended chord there, and when you start over, just go back up without playing the 4-note version. Just take this, what you're playing here at the 2nd fret, back up to the 9. Now, when you start over, you'll do a little quick little. You'll hear that a lot of times in there. It's just quick down, up, down on with the piggy. So after 2 times of doing it that way, where we had that little suspended chord in there, when it goes into the chorus, we're going to transition, do it slightly different. I'm going to start the same way. Now when we get to the minor chord, you're going to keep holding that. Don't do the suspended chord, then go down to the 2nd fret major. So we basically just left out that suspended, that little transition chord. And here we make it to the, that's at all of the verse, and we make it to the chorus, which sounds like this. All right, so we are going to play, instead of the 3-note version of the power chord here, we're going to play the 2-note version. So what we're going to do is the 4th fret there on the A and the 6th fret there on the D string. The reason why we're doing it that way this time, just those 2 notes, is you have to then move the 1st finger down to the 3rd fret while leaving your pinky there at the 6th fret on the D. So this. Now the full power chord, I do the 3-note version here. Here off the 3rd fret, remember the 3-note version off the 1st fret of the A string, then the power chord off the 4th fret of the low E, then 2nd fret, and then back up to 4th fret. And just repeat. All right, so then you're going to go back through the same clean setting for the verse, and then back through the chorus again. And then we get to the bridge section, which sounds like this. All right, so back to the power chords. We have a little octave thing that happens over this as well, which I'll show you in a second, done by a second guitarist. They usually have 2 or 3 guitar players, another one or two guitar players playing with them on stage, either backstage or to the side of the stage or on the stage. So you can see here we're going to start from the 6th fret power chord for the low E string, then 4, then 2, and then move over to the 4th fret of the A string. So you basically do that 3 times. All right, and now the 4th time, we're basically going to do this. Let's go 6, 4, 2, and then move it back up to 4. Just hang out still on the 6th string power chords. Now the octave shape over that. So what's going on? We have, you play this, and then into the octave. All right, so that is just going to be the octave here at the 1st fret of the, this is at least what the second guitar player plays live. I think there's a few more guitar layers in there, but this is what he does live to best recreate what's on the album. Octave off the 5th string, 1st fret, then 3 and 4. And then back to the chords, and then back to the octaves again. All right, so you hear that kind of thing going on there. You could do it if you want. Obviously the power chords are the most important thing. Now we have this little transition part here, which sounds like this. It just actually uses full chords here. All right, so that is going to be just the full C sharp major chord here. 4th fret on the A, and then you're borrowing across the 6th fret of the D, G, and B. Hit that like 3 times, and then go to this right here. We have just the full bar at the 4th fret, the A flat major or G sharp major, whatever you want to call it. It's probably going to be called probably G sharp. So we'll have full bar at the 4th fret, and then 6th fret of the A and D, 5th fret of the G. So we have this. Take that shape now, move it down to the 1st fret, and pick up your 2nd finger, making an F minor chord. Now you're going to jump up here and grab this. We're going to have the 9th fret of the A string and then the 11th fret of the D, G, and B. And just move that shape back down and start over. So you do that twice, and then you're back to the same chorus again as before. So you have to go through the full chorus. They continue it since it's the outro chorus, to just make it twice as long. And there's some octaves that appear over this as well, It sounds like this. All right, so that's just the octave here. Remember, this is the second time through the chorus again at the very end of the song. The octave shape here, same octaves like we did before, off the 5th string, 4th fret, then 6th, then 8th, then back to 4. And then we're going to end it by strumming it at the 9th fret, then 11. All right, so that is about it. It's a fun song to play. It's it's Green Day. It's catchy and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.